Pete the Cat and the Treasure Map by James Dean. Captain Pete looks across Cat Cove. The sun is sparkling on the water. It's a beautiful day for an adventure. Something flies toward Captain Pete's ship. It's a parrot. "Squawk," says the parrot. She gives Captain Pete a crumpled piece of paper. "What is it?" asks First Mate Callie. Captain Pete looks at the paper. There's a long trail that ends with an X. "It's a treasure map," he says. "Treasure?" says First Mate Callie. "Where?" "On Secret Island," says Captain Pete. "Let's go," says First Mate Callie. "Woohoo!" cries the crew. "Treasure!" Swoosh! Splash! Captain Pete steers the ship through the big waves. The salty wind pushes the sails. The ship is going really fast. "Good job, mateys," says Captain Pete. "We'll be there in no time." Uh-oh, Captain Pete spoke too soon. He spies something coming toward them. "What is it?" asks First Mate Callie. A giant arm reaches up and splashes the water. It makes a wave that crashes down on Pete's boat. Ker-splash! "Squawk!" cries the parrot. "Arg!" yells the crew. Ker-splash! Another arm comes crashing down. The crew is scared, but not Captain Pete. He knows that the monster isn't trying to scare them. He's rocking a cool beat. Captain Pete takes out his guitar and strums. The monster rises out of the water. The crew takes cover, but the monster stops when he hears Pete playing. He nods his head along. He's not a scary sea monster. He's an awesome sea drummer. "Rock on," says Captain Pete. "Thanks," booms the monster. "Oh no, Captain," shouts First Mate Callie. "A big storm is coming." "Batten down the hatches," says Captain Pete. Everyone gets ready for the storm. The waves toss the ship, but the crew is brave. Captain Pete has an idea. "Hey there, friend," he yells to the sea monster. "We need some help." The monster grabs the ship with his giant arms and gives it a great big boost. The ship moves right through the storm. "Hooray!" shouts the crew as the monster swims up to the boat. "Thanks, friend," yells Captain Pete. "No problem," booms the monster. "Land ho!" yells First Mate Callie, pointing out over the sea. All the pirates rush to look. "It's Secret Island," says Captain Pete. On the beach, their buddy Grumpy Toad is waiting with a glittery pile of treasure. "Ahoy, mateys! You got my map," Grumpy Toad says. "Treasure is no fun if you can't share it with your friends." The crew is so happy they do cat wheels in the sand. "Thanks, Grumpy Toad," they shout. "I think we're missing something," says Captain Pete. "Let's play some music." "What a great idea," says Grumpy Toad. The pirates load all the treasure onto the ship. Captain Pete takes out his guitar and strums, but something is missing from his song. "Our drummer," Captain Pete says as the sea monster pops his head out from above the waves. "Would you like to join my crew?" "Aye!" booms the monster. "Rock on," Captain Pete says as the monster joins in on a rockin' pirate tune. Captain Pete's crew is complete. All the pirates sing, "A yo-ho, a pirate's life for us." Okay, so today we're going to learn a song called "A Sailor Went to Sea." And it's very, very easy. It's very repetitive. So it starts like this. A sailor went to sea, to see what he could see. And all that he could see was the bottom of the deep blue sea. Easy, right? Okay, so every time we do it, though, we're going to change the part that repeats. So instead of saying, a sailor went to sea, next time, let's say chop. So it goes like this. A sailor went to chop, to see what he could chop. And all that he could chop was the bottom of the deep blue chop. You think you got it? Okay, so we're going to put it together, and there's some motions. Very easy. I'm sure you can do it. I'm going to back up. Make sure you're standing up so you have some space too. Okay, you ready? We're going to start with our legs. So we're going to go tap, 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 clap. And then we're going to go see. A sailor went to sea, to see what he could see. And all that he could see was the bottom of the deep blue sea. Now if we said chop, instead of going see, like we're looking out over the sea, we're going to chop, like we're pretending to chop some wood. So let's try that. Instead of here, we're still going to do this, but we're going to do this. 1, 2, go. A sailor went to chop, to see what he could chop. And all that he could chop was the bottom of the deep blue chop. Now let's do knee. So we'll tap our knees there. Let's try that out. A sailor went to knee, to see what he could knee. And all that he could knee was the bottom of the deep blue knee. Very good. Now we're going to try it all together. Let's see. Let me move that a little bit more down so you can see my knees a little bit better. There we go. You ready? No stopping. 1, 2, go. A sailor went to sea, to see what he could see. And all that he could see was the bottom of the deep blue sea. A sailor went to chop, to see what he could chop. And all that he could chop was the bottom of the deep blue chop. A sailor went to knee, to see what he could knee. And all that he could knee was the bottom of the deep blue knee. Now all 3. A sailor went to sea, chop knee, to see what he could see, chop knee. And all that he could see, chop knee, was the bottom of the deep blue sea, chop knee. Nice. Can we try that with just our inside voice, so in our head? So don't say anything. Do the clapping and the tapping, but see if you can do it without singing anything, just thinking it. It's called audiating. Audiating is when you hear it in your head, but you don't actually make any sounds with your voice. Let's do the last one only. So the C, chop, me. Just audiating. Okay? 1, 2, ready, go. How'd it go? Did you do well? Nice. Okay, let's try it from the beginning. A little faster. Let's increase our tempo so the beat is getting a little bit faster, but we're still keeping the same rhythms, still keeping the same pattern. 1, 2, 1, 2, go. Oops. Mrs. Wentworth made a mistake. Let's try that again for me. 1, 2, go. A sailor went to sea, to see what he could see. And all that he could see was the bottom of the deep blue sea. A sailor chop to see what he could chop, chop, chop. And all that he could chop, chop, chop was the bottom of the deep blue chop, chop, chop. Sailor went to me, me, me to see what he could me, me, me. And all that he could me, me, me was the bottom of the deep blue me, me, me. The sailor went to see chop me to see what he could see chop me. And all that he could see chop me was the bottom of the deep blue sea chop me. Great. Well, I hope you had fun. I hope you had a good time using your singing voice and your audiating voice in your head, and that you were able to help with your tempo, starting slow and getting a little faster. And that's a very fun game you can also play with a friend, because if you have a friend, you can try, instead of doing this part, you could try clapping with your friend. So you could do sailor went to sea, 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 if you want to make it into a partner game. So I'm glad you had fun singing with me. Till next time. Do you love Pete the Cat? Want to write to Pete the Cat? Send fan mail to Pete the Cat, 2126 East Victory Drive, number 112, Savannah, Georgia, 31404. You could write him a letter, draw him a picture, see if you can try to draw Pete the Cat. Have a groovy day.